Hey guys, Yasil here, back with another China Mail video, and it's number 7. So today I'm going to be looking at USB LEDs. I've purchased quite a few of them along the way. Some might say I have a bit of an addiction to LEDs, especially USB LEDs. But yeah, I'm going to be showcasing some of the ones that I've purchased off AliExpress. I think all of them I've purchased off AliExpress, and I'll be taking through each one of them and if they have any cool features and their build quality. So as you would have noticed, I haven't included any prices of these, but basically they range from around 60 cents to 80 cents for these smaller ones, and these were close to $2 for these. This was actually $1.99, so none of these were over $2. So very cost effective and quite useful little handy USB LEDs that you could use for any different sorts of emergencies, or if you just need a small work light for working on any projects or soldering at night. So I'm going to use my trusty little power bank that I also purchased off AliExpress. This was just a case that I purchased, and I used a 18650 battery cell on this. So I'm going to be taking through, I'm going to be using this to demo these USB LEDs. So starting with the smallest one, and I think this is one of the most useful ones that I've purchased. This one fits into a power bank, and it actually turns it into quite a nifty little torch. And what I really like about it is that it has a switch here. So once you plug it in, it doesn't remain on. Some of these, actually I think all of them except this one has a switch, which is very useful because sometimes you might want to leave this connected, and you know, if you need to use it, you can just turn the switch on. This is actually quite a simple design. These are quite easy to take apart. Let's do this. So you can see here that it's actually one of these, it looks like a 1 watt LED and a little bit of a magnifying glass here. Basically, yeah, it's a very simple design. If you open it up, you can see that it's connected straight to the 5-volt and ground pinout of the USB port. And it has a little resistor there to limit the current, and a simple switch. So very simple design, quite useful. I haven't used this for a long period of time, so I don't think it'll get too hot. But I mean, and this was, I think, the cheapest from all of them. This was about 60 cents, and I bought quite a few of them just to have lying around. So let's put this back on. Cool, and then hopefully it should work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and the next one on the list is this smaller one. So this was actually more of a diffuse light. This is very much a directional torch light. This is quite cool. Once you plug it in, it gives a nice little like a very diffuse. It's non-directional, so it's cool if you have a few of these little power banks lying around. You could substitute these as candles, perhaps, if you're having a power outage. This is also another simple design. This just comes off, and you can see that it's just one LED. Let's try and take this out. So this should just pop out quite easily. Hopefully I don't break it. And there, wow, okay, so that's connected directly to the 5-volt and ground pins on the USB port. It goes into this PCB, and it just has a single resistor. This looks like a 33 ohm resistor, and I'm not sure how many watts that LED, but I'm guessing it's about a half watt or a 1 watt LED. So super simple design. Let's plug it in without the case. It is quite bright without the diffuse cover on the top, but it's very neat. I mean, this was 60 cents. I bought a pack of 5 of them, I think. Very, very useful to have lying around. Cool. Moving on to this bigger one. So this one was I wanted to use something for when I'm soldering that I could easily move around. And especially at night if you want to do some soldering without having to connect any large lamps or overhead lighting. So that was the idea behind purchasing this. Also because it's so cheap. So like I said, this one actually has a switch on the back. So if I flip the switch, it turns on. It's one of, I think this one is the brightest one from all of these USB LEDs. So yeah, you can see it is quite bright. So these are promoted as on AliExpress as laptop lighting. So they were mainly used for lighting up the keyboard on laptops. So when people are working at night and they don't have a backlit keyboard, they could use one of these. So similar to this one, this is also a very flexible, but this is much thinner. You can see this is just a row of these LEDs connected here. So same story. These are actually meant for laptops, so you can plug them into a USB port and then have your keyboard. You could have your keyboard here and you'll be typing and you could see at night. Or some people also use them as reading lights. I've seen. I just purchased them for using them as perhaps a small work light, but also just to experiment with them and see. I mean, you can never have enough of these lying around. Cool. And then this one, I think I purchased this a long time ago. I think I got this off Banggood. This was actually quite a useful, very, very flexible. Well, this one's actually, I think it's a bit faulty. There's some connection loose here if I wobble it too much. But also very, very useful and simple design. I remember this coming off. So it works off just the. I think it's a row of 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a row of 6 LEDs. And it is quite bright, considering that it's being powered off a 5-volt USB power supply. Yeah, these are what this is. So this I purchased. I keep with my power banks. I have a few of these that I just use the elastic band and keep them with the power bank. So as an extra emergency light if I need to use them. So this I bought 2 of these. This is actually a little. Well, I'm not too sure if it's powerful enough to be a spotlight or a lamp, but it is one of these mini overhead spotlights, I guess, that just has 3 of these LEDs. I think they would be 1-watt LEDs, so this is probably like a 3-watt 3-watt lamp. So this would probably be much more directional than anything diffuse. So let's connect this up. There we go. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Yeah, the cool thing is that this can swivel around. If you need to change its direction at any point, you can clamp it onto anything really, and then have it as an overhead source of light. So this is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean this is $1.70 if I'm not mistaken. So I mean these things I probably have way too much than I should. But they're cheap enough to experiment with and play around with. So I'll list all of the prices in the description below. Like I said, most of them were purchased off AliExpress. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.